It's home construction like you've never seen before. An entire home built on a factory line, assembled on site in a matter of days.
I think it takes something tragic in somebody's life to realize what's valuable.
When life gives you a second chance,
I can't imagine not being here for my children.
it can take months, even years, to start fresh. But not anymore. From factory to freeway
Crazy, guys. It's freaking crazy.
to foundation, you're about to meet the next generation of prefab homes.
Pick that panel up. Move it back.
And they aren't what you think they are.
Whoa, whoa.
Brian and Dorrie have 5 kids at home and 1 in college.
There's a piece of chicken on your plate for you.
That's all you gave me?
Life moves a mile a minute
We're always on the go. It's too crazy and of a life that we live here. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Cheers, Pete.
Want a water?
Mommy?
until everything changed.
I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer about 6 years ago, and I've managed it with a couple surgeries. And ever since then, Brian and I decided that we wanted to spend more time as a family.
There's no time.
I think it takes something tragic in somebody's life to realize what's valuable. I can't imagine not being here for my children and wanting them to create amazing memories.
What are we reading? What's this book called?
He was different in many ways.
So we decided to find a home during the summer that we can all spend time together.
So we found a location that seemed like it would work very well for us.
And while the location may be great, the house is anything but.
It was like a crack house.
The house was smaller than we thought we would need for a family of our size. So we decided that we would tear it down.
Not wanting to wait another minute, they need the fastest way to build a new getaway home. So, Brian and Dorrie are buying a prefab beach house that can be ready in just 3.5 weeks. Their custom beach home is built in 4 modules. The first is the living room and open concept kitchen, and the second has the dining room, bathroom, and pantry. The third and fourth modules have 4 bedrooms and 2 more baths. Once the house is set, a third story will be added with a second family room and 2 guest bedrooms, creating an impressive modular home that comes in at 4,000 square feet.
We wanted to see the modular process in action. Wanted to see them actually building houses on a factory line.
As you can see from this layout, we have very open floor plans, and you can customize them to pretty much meet any type of liking that you would like to see.
It's neat. I like it.
But speed isn't the only reason Brian and Dorrie are going modular. These homes are built tough enough to face the storms and extreme weather of the New Jersey coastline. Once the walls are fixed to the floor sections, each stud is connected with hurricane strapping. That transfers the force of high winds from the top of the house to the foundation.
What's required for us to do strapping and tying together, the extra timber that's used in the process helps develop a structure that really meets Dorrie and Brian's needs,
giving them a rock-solid home. Now all that is left is for Durabuilt to get all 4 modules onto the site. Over 600 miles away in North Carolina, Steve and Nancy want a home that is specifically designed for their love of the great outdoors.
We live in Arden, North Carolina currently. We're looking for a smaller community, and we fell in love with the Asheville area. Originally, it was to be a retirement place. But the more and more we thought about it, we were like, why wait? I think for Jessica, just having the option to experience something different.
Being out in nature, that'll be really fun just to kind of get away from all of it.
And they want their new home to be one of a kind.
We love the circular concept because it gives you kind of a panoramic effect, and it allows a lot of flexibility in the design. So we're hoping for a unique home on a unique site with a unique interior.
So Steve and Nancy are building a panelized home model called the Chesapeake, which is made of wall sections that are built in a factory and assembled on site. The Chesapeake is made up of 3 levels. The first level has a bedroom, rec room, and mechanical room. The second level contains the master bedroom, master bathroom, great room, and dining room, and a second two-piece bath. The third level houses a sitting room, living room, four-piece bath, and 3 additional bedrooms. Unlike a modular home, where the house is divided into sections that are built in a factory, this prefab is made from wall panels that are constructed in a specially designed facility and assembled one at a time on site.
Wall panels are a key part of our product. It's really like a hybrid between a modular home and a stick-built home where you get the best of both worlds. And we're using materials that are going to make this home last for hundreds of years.
Every panel is designed with these energy efficiency features, and then they're designed to fit together really, really tightly. So when you go together, you have this solid building envelope.
Because of the tight building envelope and the round design, Steve and Nancy's new home will be more energy efficient and lose less heat in the cold mountain winters than a traditionally built home.
And one way that we help people increase the durability of that house is with this frame guard coating, this green lumber that you see everywhere. We coat every last piece of wood to protect it from mold, mildew, and termite eating the wood.
A panelized home is easier to transport and assemble in the rough terrain of the Black Mountains, and they'll be ready to deliver in just 15 days. While Stephen and Nancy's home is being built in the factory, in Bayhead, New Jersey, Brian and Dorrie are tearing down the old disaster that stands in the way of their family retreat.
Progress.
This is going to be a tough one.
Right there, yeah.
The hardest part of this job is right here. This existing house is about 2 feet off the property line. So we're going to take our time and do it right so we don't have any problems with the neighbor.
That's how you do it!
Which state is buying more modular homes than any other? Is it A, Texas, B, California, or C, New Jersey? Do you know in which state the most modular homes are being bought? Is it A, Texas, B, California, or C, New Jersey? The answer is A. Texas is the national leader in prefab construction, followed by Florida and Louisiana. Steve and Nancy are building a panelized home in North Carolina. Before the foundation can be poured, the entire lot has to be cleared of all brush and trees.
Anytime you come up with a cluster of trees like this, it can be real dangerous. One of them can split out and come back on the machine. Also, it can split and hit other personnel that's on the ground.
This is about the steepest slope I've ever dealt with, so got me a little bit nervous.
The equipment needed to clear the site is so heavy it could cause a slide at any moment.
When you're working on a slope like this, the tip over factor is real high, and you can end up at the bottom.
The incline is so steep that the excavator cannot reach the bottom. The crew will have to use a chainsaw to clear the trees so that the excavator can remove them safely. With the site cleared, the crew can get started on the foundation, which will be built using precast walls. But in the high winds of the mountains, there is zero room for error.
You know, those walls can weigh from 1,000 to 8,000 pounds, and you would think that the wind wouldn't affect it, but when the crane's dangling it with a cable, them walls spin and blow.
Just take it real easy. Real easy, real easy. Now, those panels are pretty heavy. A wind catch them and you know, knock a guy over.
With wind gusts that can come out of nowhere, the crew has to guide each 1,000-pound wall section without damaging the pieces that are already in place. This delicate process will take them the entire day. As the crew in North Carolina struggles with heavy winds on the New Jersey coastline, work has just begun on Brian and Dorrie's family retreat. Because their beach home sits in a hurricane zone, it will have to be set on top of 8-foot-tall wooden pilings to protect it from flood damage.
What we're doing now, we're using an auger bit to get the proper depth for the pilings. The soil's hard, we have to auger all our holes to get our poles down to the proper depth.
We found refusal, which basically means that the piling could not go any further.
The depth for each piling has been set. Now, it is a race to get the entire foundation in place so that Brian and Dorrie's home can be delivered tomorrow. With the foundation in place, Brian and Dorrie's prefab retreat is ready to make the 5-hour trip to Bay Head, New Jersey.
Y'all have your routes, y'all know which way you're going. You know we want to be safe out there with the ice and stuff, and then watch the pedestrians and the people on the roads. Drive safe.
With storms plaguing the East Coast this year, the convoy has to run a gauntlet of black ice and whiteout conditions to get the home delivered safely.
We're setting the C and D now.
Oh my gosh.
The house looks amazing.
In New Jersey, the convoy of 4 carriers has made it through treacherous road conditions and is arriving on site. Now, the crew has to set 4 modules by sundown, giving them less than 8 hours to assemble an entire house.
It's 9:10 right now, and we need to get this first box in the air.
All right, go.
I think the coolest part is that it's here and it's put up in a day.
The first module has the kitchen and weighs 4,000 pounds more than the other units.
They gotta come this way 3 inches.
We gotta bring it back a couple more inches to line up with the front. All right, that's it, almost there.
There's no turning back now, guys. This is it.
Ready? Hold it right there. We'll bring the box up on an angle. What we want to do is we want to set the back corner in, get that set in tight, and then as we bring the box down, it'll pull real tight together.
In less than 3 hours, the crew has the first modules on the foundation.
We're setting the C and D now.
Now they are preparing the third module, which contains the master bedroom, to be lifted into place.
Hey, what was that?
The braided steel cable that cradles the home snapped as the crane began the lift.
23 years setting houses, I've never pulled a cable. Nope.
Until the crew can figure out what went wrong, the last 2 modules of Brian and Dorrie's home are grounded. As the house set in New Jersey grinds to a halt, in the Black Mountains, Steve and Nancy's home is just arriving onto site. A panelized home is assembled 1 wall at a time on site.
Pick that panel up, move it back.
Because the interior of the home will not have any load-bearing walls, the weight of each level has to be transferred to a central column by the floor joists.
As soon as the walls are finished, we're going to start running the floor trusses in on the top.
And until the joists are in place, the structure is vulnerable to collapse.
Safety is the first thing.
It's unbelievable.
It's an amazing process to watch.
All right, check that back one there, make sure it stayed, and if it did, we're good to go.
So far, it's going good. We're definitely ahead of schedule.
Go ahead and start putting those cross braces in right now. You know where they go.
With the first floor set and secure, the crew moves on to assemble the second floor wall sections.
That's the right panel this time.
But the weather in the mountains is turning ugly, and a storm is settling in over the worksite.
We've got so much water, the floor adhesive isn't sticking to the wood.
Without the floor adhesive locking the walls to the floor, the structural integrity of the home will be compromised.
It's getting too nasty up here. It's not worth the quality of the house or the safety of the guys, so we're gonna call it for a little while, see what the weather does.
I think the rain gods weren't on our side today.
As the crew waits out the storm in the mountains, back in Bay Head, the team is still assessing how the cable snapped on the last lift attempt.
Yeah, definitely.
23 years setting houses, I've never pulled a cable through. Nope.
The weight of this box pulled this through our Beckett. Scary, but no one got hurt, and we got the right tools now.
But this mechanical failure has put the crew hours behind.
We're gonna get the last box on here, swing it around, and then we're gonna try to get this done. Get that ladder up.
As the crew finishes the roof assembly, Brian and Dorrie are ready to check out their new family retreat.
Look at my view! Look at it! You guys wanna go upstairs? Oh my gosh. Rooftop party! Oh my God, it looks just how we wanted it.
I am so excited. To think, this morning you're standing there, there's nothing here. Now you're standing 40 feet in the air. This has far exceeded any expectation we had.
1, 2, 3. Good.
Oh, wow.
This is crazy.
We wanted to build something that could stand the test of time and something that people would look back and go, I'm really glad that Mom and Dad did this.
In North Carolina, the storm system has finally passed. Now, the crew is tackling the most dangerous part of the entire build.
Well, the rain's gone. The guys are ready to go. We're going to set these trusses. We're going to have them knocked out probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. Let's go ahead and get up top and get that erection jig up.
The erection jig transfers the load from the roof to the central column.
It's the part where we have to pay attention the most because there's no second chance on this part here. I want a lot of plywood up there. I want to be able to jump on it.
This giant metal ring is held in place by tension and connects the roof trusses to the central column. Until all 4 supports are in place, it could go at any time.
Okay, get it in the center. No. You have to look here and here. Is it between the 2 holes? That pole can move anywhere at all until we can get the first 4 locked in on our 4 positions to keep it steady. Set it in. You did. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Put it in. Good. Well, the good part is we're done. No one got hurt. I couldn't ask for it to have been any better.
Oh, wow.
This is crazy. So I think
This is the first floor. This is the master bedroom. Master bathroom.
bath is right over here.
And I'll be standing right about here at a big island doing dishes.
What a view. Check out the view up here from the 2nd floor.
Isn't it amazing that in one day we can go from a foundation all the way up to 2-3 stories?
I would have never believed it in my life.
This is our first weekend in the place. We're really excited. Everybody's here.
The house is finished. We're just super excited to be here and be able to spend the summer with everybody.
After 218 miles and 4 short weeks, Brian and Dorrie now have their getaway home on the shore.
The house looks amazing. Seriously, it all came together so nicely.
We wanted to build something that could stand the test of time. We wanted to build something that could be here for our children in the future, something that they could pass on to their children and grandchildren, and something that people would look back and go, I'm really glad that Mom and Dad did this for us.
A 4,000 square foot oasis where family comes first, where they can build a lifetime of memories together.
The fact that all 6 kids are here, we're going to go to the beach, and we're going to hang out, we're going to play games, and there's nothing else better in life than spending time with each other.
I think that's what it's all about, just every day just being together.
While Brian and Dorrie are enjoying time with their kids, in the Black Mountains, Steve and Nancy are showing off their new home.
We've been here about 2 weeks now. It's an amazing feeling to see everything done.
In only 5 weeks, Steve and Nancy's dream home has become a reality.
We are very happy. It's ready for us and whoever else we want to invite.
A one-of-a-kind prefab tailored to their love of the great outdoors, and a place where they can entertain family and friends.
I think the quality of this home is better than what we would find with a regular stick built. It is a dream come true.